Conditions remaining bullish in this bull market, sitting at a bullish trend condition of 14 on S&P 500. We've been working with these all-time highs and a couple of support ranges to consider, back down to that 6,000 range on SPX, all the way back down this 236 number sitting at 5868, 5900 essentially for retracement support area on S&P 500. Internal still though quite weak. We're seeing that down to 46. Remember what this number means. This is 46% of S&P 500 stocks are now below their 50-day moving average. So more than half are continuing to that downside. We're seeing that also setting up here on the trend condition. We've got all 14 trends to the downside on breadth as well. VIX, the volatility index, that fear index, that sentiment, definitely in this downtrend as it's connecting this high and this low, that Fibonacci snap tool. And so we've got 13 to the downside. That's ticked up one from the last couple of days. So potentially keep an eye on VIX. We'll see if VIX starts to move in addition to market conditions, in addition to the overall breadth of the market we do have a Fed meeting coming up on Wednesday on the 18th. So a couple days away here, we've got some FOMC data that's going to start showing up. Let's jump over and take a look at some of the other indices here. The triple Qs also this bullish expansion fanning out here with that 14 number, a support area sitting back down around that 519, even deeper at 507 on triple Qs. SPY, we'll look at that number here as well since we've done that for a long time. And SPY 605 pre-market, pulling back potentially all the way down to that 585 range for that 236. So well into the momentum zone. And just a solid overall uptrend as of now. DIA, which is the Dow Jones Industrial Average, getting a little bit of a tick down here. You can see it's got 3 to the downside. Those upper ranges, those upper shorter term averages starting to curl back down. Also getting a move back into bearish trend on the Dow. Keep an eye on that, see if we get any continuation there. Also Russell 2000 seeing some weakness, similar pattern to the Dow. Sitting right at this 236 area though, could see some support, see if we get a bounce on that. If not, we continue to slide through that 226 number is the next spot on IYM. SHY, the short end of the bond yield curve, that's the 1 to 3 year Treasury ETF in this downtrend. This is about a 6-month time frame that we're looking at. You can see that trend is squeezing together, and we've got 14 to the downside. When we start to see these trends squeezing together, we're getting these consolidation or these compression, and then we get these expansions. So we're looking at those two parts of trend. We're getting compression, we're getting expansion, and they're transitioning in between. That compression turns into expansion this way, that compression turns into expansion this way. So we'll see what that short end of that bond yield curve does this week with some Fed announcements. We've also got the long end of the yield curve also still continuing to the downside, and this is the 20-year iShare. TLT is the symbol on this one. We're seeing 14 to the downside. Also seeing a couple of days of reversal. The snap tool has connected. This has the swing high. This is the swing low, which means that this is that downtrend. Obviously, we can see that on the chart. We can see that on the trend condition indicator, which, by the way, on this video or in the description of this video, you can get access to the snap tool, the momentum zone indicator, and the trend condition indicator on TradingView to be able to access, add those to your charts. Let's jump over and take a look at sectors. Seeing a few that are still holding up. Let's take a look. We've got 14 on technology, consumer discretionary also sitting at 14 to the bullish side. We're seeing a little bit of weakness here with 10 and 4 on industrials, similar to the Dow pattern. This is a little bit deeper retracement than we saw on the Dow. Seeing energy also moving, that's bearish to 14 to the downside, and that has that continued retracement. We're seeing it pull deeper into that corrective retracement zone, which is the 50% to 618, even this 382 to 618 location, this support area. So we'll see that is a corrective counter trend zone. If this trend is going to hold up, typically find some kind of demand starting to come back inside of those areas. That is on on energy. Financials also showing some weakness here slightly, but still in that momentum zone above that 236 location for financials and IYR also. So we're not seeing real, solid uptrends. We're seeing some weakness across some sectors, 6 and 8 on utilities and on real estate. And those will be interesting to see if we get any movement on those this week with the Fed announcements. Basic materials continuing to show some weakness and trend here as well, and accelerating. Again, that compression, we could see basic materials continue to slide. There is some potential support starting to happen around these zones, 138 level. IYK also in some deep retracement, and IYT. Let's jump over and take actually a look at commodities quickly. And we've got gold, USO. Let's start with that one. USO is starting to show some strength here. You can see that compression is now moved all to 14 to the upside. So on this indicator, they don't necessarily have to have been crossing over. They're just showing if they are up or not. Okay, so if the price activity is higher than the prior day, it'll be green. If it's lower than the prior day, it'll be red. So we're getting all levels of trend showing that this 14 number still in compression right here. So we could see some expansion of trend out of that on USO. GLD showing a little bit of weakness here towards the upper end of this trend. It tried to pull up, but it's starting to pull back again. Kind of a mixed bag right here on GLD. And SLV, similar type price pattern. Let's take a look at a couple of stocks to consider here. RIOT, RIOT blockchain, continuing to move higher, some support right here, not quite in that momentum zone. On the 60-minute time frame, the 1 hour time frame, seeing that bullish compression starting to expand out of there. A little bit of choppiness, volatility. We'll see if we get some move here with these crypto miners as we're continuing to see this amazing run in Bitcoin. The other one I wanted to take a look at was SOFI right here toward the upper end of this move right here. We're getting some compression on that 60, that 1 hour time frame, and it could be some opportunity for that stock as well. A couple ideas for you to consider. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.